Yeah, I did, but that's okay. I'll throw it away because you can never use it again once there's been a raw meat in there. So I am going to get rid of this. I'm going to get my olive oil cranking on the stove because we want a quick saute. So just give me 1 second. We'll move the cameras over so we can get sauteing, and then I'll show you how to put together this phenomenal sauce. You're going to love this. Be right back. Okay, chicken is beautifully seasoned and lightly dusted. So we're going to bring it over to the stove, put some olive oil in the pan, and get it sauteing. We can check our pasta. I think that's going to be just fine right about now. So we're going to get our saute pan cranking along to like a medium-high heat. Let me get my olive oil in there. Okay, give it a little swirl around. And the important thing when you're doing your chicken, don't crowd the pan because you want to get a nice little brown sear on there. If you crowd the pan, it's going to steam, and that's not what we're looking for. So before I get chicken on my tongs, we'll check our pasta. Let's see if we're going to be at al dente. Oh yeah, it's going to be great. Guys are going to love it. Okay, so chicken in. Nice. Just the sizzle you're looking for. You don't want it super, super crazy hot, but you want it hot enough. You'll see how the bubbles are happening, and it's going to start doing its thing. Maximum 2 minutes. I'm going to keep eating my pasta here. 2 minutes per side. Get that nice little brown on it. Then we're going to take them off and just tent them with foil. Keep them warm, and we'll build the sauce. So let's let these do their thing, and I'll explain to you. Every sauce that I make with something like this, a saute, is going to have wine in it. If you are not comfortable with wine, or if you just don't prefer it, that's fine too. Chicken broth is an excellent substitute for wine. I'll probably use both because I like the flavor of the broth. And when you are making a sauce with a wine, the term is called deglazing. What you're doing is you're taking all the bits that the meat leaves in the pan. And if it's not necessarily chicken, it could be beef, it could be anything at all. And those little bits are loaded with fantastic flavor. And with the olive oil residue, you're going to just get some liquid in there and let the alcohol burn right off. And it creates an insane flavor and a beautiful consistency. That's how we're going to build the sauce. And because this is herbed chicken, also what goes well, oh, I think the impossible pie is ready too. Let's give that 1 second. The other thing that's going to go in it is petite diced tomatoes. So we'll have the herbs, the tomatoes, the wine sauce. Going to be great. So come back over. Let's take a look at our impossible pie and see how it's doing. Ooh, it's looking awesome. Let me get my sister's pot holder. Now it is supposed to jiggle a little. Can you see that? It's jiggling a little, probably too much. So we're going to say, relax, Martha, I hear you. We're going to say 3 more minutes on that, okay? And we'll come back and take a look at it. And then it's going to be beautiful. Now, come back up and check on our chicken that is splattering all over Martha. Sorry, Martha. As you can see, when you get the white around the edge, you know that it's frying up beautifully. And because these are just cutlets, they take no time. See that beautiful golden color? That is exactly what we are looking for. So let's let them sit for a minute. I'm going to do them in batches. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to build that beautiful sauce. The chicken is sauteed perfectly. Now the next step is we're going to take it out, as you saw me do, and just tent it with foil to keep it warm. It's cooked, but then I want to put it back into the sauce to let it absorb all that nice flavor. So let's show you how to build this beautiful sauce. Again, wine, I love it. If you don't have to. You're going to deglaze. This is what I was talking about. These little bits are full of fantastic flavor from the seasonings that we used and from all the herbs that are in there. I'm going to warm up my pan because I'm going to put my wine in, and this is exactly what I want to do. I'm going to bring it up to high, and when you deglaze a pan, what happens is all the bits come up, flavor that sauce, and also thicken the sauce. So all you need is a little whisk to pull all these pieces up, let it crank away. And this is something that if you don't have a lot of experience with it, it takes a little bit of time, but you literally can smell the alcohol. If you just put a whiff right over the pan, and when it stops smelling as potent, then you know that you've burned it all off. And that's when that sweetness of the sugar in the wine is creating this fantastic base for our sauce. So that can just do its thing. I am using these petite diced tomatoes. Now you don't want all of that liquid, so I'm going to just drain those quickly in the sink behind us. And I'm going to plop those in. And I don't think I need the whole thing. I think that's going to be plenty. Now, I want more herbs in my sauce. I have herbs in the chicken, but I want the sauce to look great and taste great. So I am going to take back my rosemary and my sweet basil, and I'm going to put a little bit more of that in there too. Okay, this is some more basil. Here's some more rosemary. And again, I just kind of like to crush them up as I go. And every good cook will tell you, you have to taste as you go. You got to taste your sauce. Right now, let's just let it bubble up and reduce and get delicious. Then I'm going to take a spoon, give it a quick taste, check it for salt, pepper, seasonings. Oh, it's gonna be delicious. We just need to give our sauce 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. We're gonna let it bubble up, and then we're gonna plate this beautiful dish, and I'm gonna have the guys sit down and relax after all their hard work and have a beautiful lunch here in Heaven's Kitchen. So just give me a minute, gonna let the sauce keep rolling, and I'll be right back. The sauce is developing perfectly. So all you wanna do is just kick back the heat a tiny bit. The reason why is what makes the decadence of this sauce is just a little hit of cream. And if you put a little hit of cream into a boiling sauce, it's going to break and curdle, which we don't want to do. So I am going to finish this off with a little bit of cream, and it is going to be rich and delicious. I'm going to slide my chicken, which I should have my tongs for, but I don't want to take any extra time, right back in, and we are going to put a cover on this and just let our chicken come right back to a nice heat. And all I'm going to do now is drain the pasta, get the chicken on top, plate it up, and invite Wes and Bill and Jerry to a nice lunch here in Heaven's Kitchen. I am so glad you could be part of this first field trip into a real live studio here in my home, and I'm very, very grateful to the guys. We're going to have a great lunch, and I hope you'll try this recipe. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you can call the studio, you can use my email, janelle@bell.net, or you can go to www.heavenskitchenwithjanelle.com, shoot me a little email, I'll share the recipe, and I'd like to hear who you're going to make it for. So thanks again for joining us in Heaven's Kitchen. I'm going to show you how beautiful this looks all plated up, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
Center stage. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Center stage. Watching you. Center stage. Watching you.
Hey girl,
Hey there.
there's something that you need to know.
Hey there.
So listen, 'cause I know
Hey there.
it's something that you show.
Hey there.